welcome to another exciting episode of Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television. Of course, you know by now that we are the first full HD TV station in Nigeria. It is a beautiful Tuesday, and my name is Mudukwe Jacobs. I have with me in the studio
Wuraola Popola. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good, thank you.
All right. So moving on to what we have today.
Yes.
You know, we'll be talking about starting an enterprise. And as you know, we use Tuesdays basically for entrepreneurship. And, you know, have you ever wondered why most of these entrepreneurs, before they go into business, the first thing they try to do is do like 8 to 5 job, you know, to get capital and raise capital to start up a business. So have you ever wondered how, you know, you just sit down and then you feel, okay, now it's time for me to go into business. And let me just put this 8 to 5 job aside, you get? And, you know, what I feel about entrepreneurs, I think they are judicious risk takers. You know, having a big dream ahead of you and then there's some certain step you have to, you know, decide and take at once. You understand? And I just feel business is something that, you know, you have to sit down one day and dream big about.
You have to be courageous about going into it.
And, you know, the ability for you to be able to turn 1,000 customers into a million. You know, that is what makes you stand out as a good entrepreneur. And that's where creativity comes in. Yes.
You have to be creative while at it. And, you know, talking about having to have to work 8 to 5, you know, to get capital to start your business. I wonder if there is any business you can start up without having to do that or have capital to even start.
You know, there are even some people that still run the daily 8 to 5 job and still have business aside that. And how they are able to balance.
Juggle the two together.
Yes, you know, looking at time, because definitely for your business, you have to create time, you have to, you know, watch out for your employees, people that you employ to help your business, and how they are able to, at the same time, you're running your own business. You're the CEO for your own business. You're also working for someone else somewhere. So, you know, how to balance that together can be very, very, and you know, would have our guests to really talk about it,
and not to even mention, you know, having more than one business, more than one enterprise that you're running.
Businesses.
Yes, and then you're able to juggle everything together, you know, regardless of the challenges that you face and the risks that you have to take. So our guest is in a very good position, you know, to do justice to this topic.
To talk more about starting an enterprise.
So because he has more than one businesses that he's running, and you know, I really like to know how, you know, he has managed to do it over the years. Okay, so but before we go, you know, further into what we have for today, we'll go on a short break. So please do stay glued, because when we come back, our guest will be seated and we'll go straight into what we have for today. Stay glued.
A thrilling and bonding experience at High Impact Planet Amusement Park and Resort. Enjoy an amazing retreat in our extremely secured environment with our breathtaking rides. Set Goals for the upcoming year in our convenient multi-purpose halls. Bond between team members while giving your staff a desirable treat. High Impacts Planet. Fun just got real.
You're welcome back. This is still Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television. And if you are just joining in, not to worry, you've not missed a thing because we are just about to start. So just before we went on that break, we gave the topic for today, which is starting an enterprise. And we have our guest in the studio with us in person of Samson Oki, and he is the CEO of McKing's Media Productions. You're welcome.
Morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Yes. So I will have to read this because you have quite a long profile.
Oh, really?
Okay, now, so you are the CEO of, McKing's Media Productions.
Okay.
You are the publisher of Trek Magazine.
Okay.
You have 8 years experience in the media and entertainment industry.
Okay.
Now, you're an activist for women and good governance, an entrepreneur, content development strategist, a writer, a photographer, personal social and entertainment consultant, a nation builder.
Okay.
Now, this is quite a lot. A lot. And that is why, I said before we went on that break that you are in a good position, to talk about starting multiple businesses, not just even one.
Oh, that's
so let's start with this. What did you study in school?
Majorly university, right? I study accounting.
Accounting?
Yeah.
I was waiting to get that shock because I know most people that end up going into entrepreneurship, either studied civil engineering or, totally different.
Okay. Okay. Well, for me, when I was in secondary school, my secondary age, already at that time, I knew where I was going.
Okay.
And in fact, I remember that at that time, maybe I was 16 years old then, I was more like independent. Not necessarily like I'm not getting a feeding from my parents, but I know I was already making stuff for myself. So, but when you're in secondary school, there's this commercial department, science department, art department. So then you probably also going to prepare for your WAEC, where you also sit in and look for. So I thought of, I knew my strength in the secondary school age then. I knew that I was good in commerce. I was also good in literature. Those things. I was so good at those things. And I was also good at, just mention maybe like agriculture. So when I was in that period of my life, I was like, I actually had interest for agriculture engineering, like you just want to mention earlier. But I just thought, my mom, she's a merchandise, and I know that we work. She has a business in Victoria Land, and I know the life we live there. Like we spend the whole of the day in our business, and we get home very late at night. So I knew that even if I have to go for that particular agriculture engineering course, I would need more time to read. So I don't know, the little time I have to read then used to be my midnight. So on my own, I just cut off science departments. So I'm not interested in that. So I thought of, within literature and commercial departments. And I said, I look at fine arts or something related to art. Then I was I look at of course, I always love interest in reading. So I already, like I said, I had an understanding of the situation in the country there. So I felt that the Nigerian literature guys or art guys were not being paid very well. So in my own mind, I said I cut that off again. So I just said, let me just go for commercial department. So I took interest in commerce. I was, I think I was the prefect, the president for the accounting association of my school then, and I also took interest in a math competition, this cowbell competition then. I also took interest in the...
You pay for the adverts of what you just
pardon me for that. Okay, I took interest in another accounting competition that involved 400 schools. Even though it was meant for SS3 students, but I was in SS1. But I found out the SS3 students were not even interested to go for those kind of things. So I felt, wow, there's an opportunity. I applied for my school. And then eventually I led a team of my own school then, and we went for that competition. Fortunately, in that 400 schools, I'm talking about one of the best schools in Lagos, all right, and my school came third. So
I saw... a private or a public school?
I'll have to make... Can I mention
You
names?
don't mention
No, no,
names,
it's not a government school totally.
Okay.
It's like a because it's been sponsored by it's like private school kind of.
Okay.
Right, so totally.
Okay,
So and then also the accounting teacher we had in secondary school too was very interesting. It made accounting become very interesting for me. So I took interest in my accounting department and I eventually go for accounting. So even when I went for my program in LASU, I studied BSc in accounting. And in fact, my dream there was like, I'm going to be the youngest, maybe accountant or banker in Nigeria. Fortunately, I finished my school and another thing. I went in, I started with work at Lagos TV, a TV station. I don't know how to mention this name. Then, and along the line, somebody saw me there. Said, "Am I interested to work? Can I work in a banking?" I said, "In the banking industry." I said, "Why not, sir?" He said, "Come in the next that night." So fortunately, the wife of that man is a big man. Is a big person. The wife is a manager in one of these financial institutions, and he talked. I called him that same night, so he gave the phone to the wife. He said, "Okay, this is the guy I want to engage." So I started working in banking. Through that, I went through all the process. I got employed, and so I worked in bank for 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
You see what
was a
I
banker.
mentioned earlier on? That is you starting with
having
your
an
8 to 5
9 to 5 job
before you go into business.
Oh,
That will help you raise capital.
That's important too. That's very important. So I did that, and I was anywhere. And to the glory of God, I did some stuff. Build a house to myself with it and all this thing. But I find like even when I was working, I was trying to establish a business, even though I was not going to run it. My intention was like maybe getting somebody from a OND level kind of person to just engage the person. Of course, using a computerized kind of system to monitor what the person will be doing for me over the week. And by weekend, I'll be available for my business. So I always have this interest in starting up something, even though I knew I was busy. But along the line, remember that particular period when there's this capitalization of banks, banks were sacking up people. Though it didn't affect me, but my immediate colleague in that department was sacked.
Okay.
So I felt, and then also to look at it, I don't know, maybe I was somebody, a lady, like I call her a lady or like a boss in my office then.
Okay.
I don't know how, maybe I'll call it like a threat. She became like a thorn in my flesh. She said that I'm always, I'm a junior staff, fine, but I'm not directly under her. But the way I dress in the office then, like you said, that this guy is a young junior staff. I was always dressing one suit, a kind of suit. But, like she's always saying, she felt like I have to be bowing to them. There's this kind of system in this our culture here. They felt, but I was just being on my own. So if I along the line, she began to disturb my engagement. Even when I have to go on leave, after being approved, she have to probably write to head office that she didn't approve my leave, and eventually my salary was in court. So along I just felt this whole thing can continue.
So that was the point where you decided to be an entrepreneur.
Yes, that was when I had to just decide to withdraw my engagement and go into my business. So I started the McKinsey Media Production 2011.
Okay. The time is now on our side.
Okay, fine.
And she read your profile earlier on that you're a publisher. Okay. You also have other businesses. You've been in the media. You've been in the media for a while.
Okay.
8 years.
Okay. So now in all of this, trust is a key point in business.
Okay.
And running different enterprise.
Okay.
So why should entrepreneurs focus on trust when starting up an enterprise?
Yeah, the point is because these days for example, like let me use my own case study. I've when I started then, like you said that there's a need for fund. Fine, I had a fund to start up then. But the point is like even though the funds are there, but somehow along the line, I find that even when we're giving jobs to people, because I was even using my own money to run the business and all that. So certain people that we called leaders, we're not even complimenting their effort. When you render your jobs to them, they're supposed to pay you your service. You find that somebody will owe you for a long time. So eventually that trend was actually affecting my business, then, and along the line I had a shake. So but along the line, thank God for certain persons that just keep engaging us. And so there was this particular person that just found that anytime he calls me for a job, he work in one of these oil and gas companies. Whenever he calls me, he says, okay, even though he called me late, like he has a job tomorrow, you're calling me in 2 days later. I said, this is too late. If I have a job somewhere. So eventually, if he called me, he find that I will get there earlier than the planned time. And whenever the job is expected to be delivered, I deliver that job right on time. So most time when you have, even when there are so like jobs in a company that people also work, you either come in from a distance to come and do that job. So I find that man just believe in my person.
Okay.
All right. So I keep getting jobs from that particular person, and
Because-
and it also refer me to other people too.
Okay.
So anything he's doing at home, or in the church as a person in church, like church programs, or in the company, which is the oil and gas company. I don't want to mention it now. I keep getting those jobs from them.
Okay.
So that's actually helped me for that field.
Okay, now looking at the topic for today, starting an enterprise.
Okay.
Yes. So I want to start a business.
Okay.
Perhaps I already have my capital to start this business. What are the things that I need to put in place aside having capital to start? What are the things I need to put in place to start?
Yes, the foremost important thing is the knowledge about what you want to go into.
Okay.
All right, find you, and then these days you find like a lot of business collapse. Like I used to say in most of the interviews, either on TV or anywhere I had the opportunity to be interviewed, I said that innovation, will keep you going, because the point is like, even if you start your business, you have all the funds. By the time you're faced with the reality of that business, especially in this Nigerian kind of system whereby the condition might be a bit harsh to you, all right? Like I said, people around environment, policy of the government, and can be very harsh on you. If you're not careful, you go back. Your funds will eventually go drain. So, but the most important that can sustain you, apart from the fact that you have idea of what you're going to do, or you have an idea of information, better information, is that it must also be innovative. Because over time, things keep changing. All right, the same phone you're using, but for me, it might be the trend 2 weeks ago. The same company will come up with another thing. Of course, the same function, but just something different, just to make sure that you probably want to drop this phone and get on that phone, because they want to be in business. So what you need as a person, as a starter, for enterprising, is the fact that you need to know good knowledge about what you want to do. Like, go and learn that thing.
Okay.
You need to have a skill. You want to probably sharp, even though this person is doing it, or you don't know how to set pure water, let me just put my pure water. No, there's a better way you can package that pure water that look attractive to that person. So the knowledge of that thing, you need to learn that, have that knowledge, and also, like I said, you must be thinking. If you're an entrepreneur person, you have to be thinking. You have to be, re-engaging your mind. Like, how do I improve this business?
Okay.
You don't just sit back and say the way I'm doing that business 2 years ago is the way I want to continue doing it. Because after a while, some people will come around with another initiative that will put you back if you are not moving up. So every person that wants to go into business, or want to become an entrepreneur and want to succeed in that business, must be thinking, must be looking at how to sharpen it. Like, for me, being a Christian, you learn about the ants in the scripture, all right? They say the ant is one animal that has just one skill.
Yes.
With that same skill, it sharpened. With that same skill, you find your way into the palaces. You can't get to Aso Rock, but you find that if you look where you see a ant, a spider rather, in the Aso Rock, maybe the very the very room of what's it called, President Buhari, all right? With that same skill, that same one skill, he uses to fetch for himself. He uses web to get animals and feed on himself. And with that same skills, he used to protect himself from external forces like dangers. So that same skill. So whatever skill you have, you need to sharpen your skills. So you don't say because I was trained 5 years ago in this business or in this in camera, like for example, this is a camera. You're learning 5 years ago. You need to also improve on it because there will be sophisticated cameras coming up over time. So if you want to succeed as excuse me, my voice now.
You can have your
If you want to succeed in that very regard, there's need for you, like I want to say, sorry. There's need for you to just sharpen that skill. So because that will sustain you, and like more than even your finance, because it is in getting better, getting quality job, getting your clients believe in you that you can offer them, you get more jobs. So I think for every Nigerian, for every young person that wants to start up a business, should have a better knowledge about what he or she is going to. Take your time. It is in this day now we see that people don't want to even learn. Artisans don't want to learn. After spending 2 years or 5 years, 5 months or 6 months with somebody, you say you want to go and start a business. No, even though we are advocating for people to start up a business, to go into entrepreneurship, but spend your time. And that's why we said earlier, I've been saying earlier before this time, that the government should not just allow people to go through schools. If possible, we were advocating that entrepreneurship courses should be inculcated in our secondary school curriculums.
Okay.
Right.
Nothing want to when you finish schools. Like people, you can a student from secondary school can start having, like we studied, say, okay, we can have entrepreneurship as a course.
Okay.
So you know, some of them, like today, I've had an experience of some graduates. They are not employable. You wasn't. So after being graduated, you got an employment opportunity. All you need to do was to put you on a system. Okay, do this. Some of them can't even use Excel on the system. And you say you're a graduate. You can't use the system in this one. All they can do is to browse, but you can't use the Excel. You can't do PowerPoint. You can't do all this stuff on your system. And a company is going to employ you. You know, these days, banks, companies don't just employ you for just one particular office. They will give you a system. They give you a particular tool to work with, and they believe that you're supposed to use that system for. You don't just expect secretary for all the positions.
We should look at the legal aspects of starting a business. What are the legal requirements when you want to start a business? How do you register? You know, what are the things, legal documents you need to provide, or the things you need to put in place to get your business up and running?
Okay, the CAC, which is the body agency that runs such in Nigeria here, I've even make a lot of things. For anybody that wants to go into business, you need to go through CAC.
Okay.
One, you need to register with them. Now, it's in those days that you find that registration take a lot of process. Now you can even register while you are home on your phone.
Okay.
You can go on their on the website. CAC, I don't know what their website is all about, but you go there, you can register, you can even make a payment, and it's cheaper. The first thing I think they do is you have a name to yourself. You want to start a business, you need to probably have you think, okay, what are the names I would like to use? And you always encourage us that don't just come up with one name. You can, because unfortunately, the name you have in mind, somebody might probably use it. So it's possible. We advise that you come up with like 2-3 names. So when you're doing your name search, because you supply that name to them, they do a name search which you pay for. After that has been done, they'll tell you. After I think about maybe some days or so, you get that you get to know if that name is available for you. And once it's available, you go to the next stage. They submit your requirement. Maybe you want to just do an enterprise or a venture or a limited liability company.
Sorry?
So you submit necessary document based on what you actually want to do as a company. If it's limited liability company, there are more stuff you need to submit. Maybe your people that are doing it together with you, like the passport, the information, the shares, and all this. But if it's just a one-man business, all you need is just your name, your address, and all that, and you make your payment. And I think after some days or weeks, thereabout, that certification will be given to you as a registered business name. And once that is done, you could do business anywhere as a person.
All right. So for someone who is just starting a business, how would you advise the person to handle competitions around?
Well, there's no the life itself is all about competition. It's all about you can't say even between your brother and your sister, there's competition. Between two sisters, we've seen a case of where a sister came up with a guy. And the other lady's sister is even higher than the other guy. So life is about competition. So what you need to do is even when you're in business, the first thing is don't even bother about the other person beside you, even though there's a lot of competition. But the most important, the competition should be about yourself. Like you want to see that the competition you put into yourself, like I want to be the best. I want to be better than myself. I was the world where I was yesterday. I want to be better. So you give yourself that challenge. Then if you are improving yourself, people see you are for my own case here, and the most time I tell people that you can't box me. That's the word I'm going to use. You can't box me as a person because I knew right from then that I have an image, maybe ideas or something. So I remember some time ago, years back, my bag, then when I resigned from the banking world, when I started business, I used to have this mobile bike. I call it mobile office, Then we just said, so my bag carries my laptop, carries my checkbook, carries my whatever things, I could just travel today, maybe to Abuja then. So I always have that office bag with me.
Okay.
Eventually that bag was stolen. And most of my proposals and all this were also part of that bag.
Inside.
So when that thing went, and those are some of the things that I actually want to do as a big project then.
Okay.
So I felt, wow. I just told myself that, I told him, say, whatever I stole that thing, you didn't steal my idea. You didn't steal the idea. You probably want to get the best of me more. Because the more I dig into myself, I think more, the more I get stuff coming up. So the competition, like I said, is about yourself. You try to develop yourself every day. And once you are good, once you are getting better, people around you want to like, wow, when man law, but this guy is doing better. Like, you know, so it's not about Mr. A, it's about yourself. Please that competition between yourself. Okay, I want to be, something yesterday should be better, something today should be better than something yesterday. And once you're doing that, once you do that, you find there's progress for you.
Okay.
So that's...
All right. To start a business, you need to place the competition within yourself first. Do not think of whoever is beside you or is doing the same business with you. Yes, we've been talking with Samson Oki in the studio. We're going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll have more to discuss on starting a business. Do stay tuned.
Thank you. Sorry, maybe.
Discover the magic, the thrill. Every sight is so close you can feel it. The excitement, the fear. Experience our cinemas at High Impact Planet, the place where fun just got real. Walking into comfort in a safe environment is every family's dream. At High Impact Planet Resort, our fully furnished service apartment is a home away from home. Amazing views right in your luxurious world. Work out to keep fit for an amazing body at the gym. Get affordable groceries and personal care items at the supermarket. Feel relaxed and beautify yourself at the fully equipped spa. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
Welcome back. This is still Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television. If you're just joining us, you've missed quite a lot, but conversation still continues because we still have Samson Oki here in the studio with us, CEO Makings Media Productions, and we've been talking about starting an enterprise. Okay, now, is it possible, to start a business without having capital?
Sure.
How?
Okay, there's this popular slogan, let's say a slogan or word that some organizations also use, said, ideas rule the world.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, you need to have a knowledge, or you have the information, or let's use a common word, idea, or understand what you want to do.
Okay.
If you have an idea, and you have a business idea you want to start, it's not necessary you have to have the cash or the capital to start it. What you could do is also look at like-minded person. Okay, I have an idea, you got the resources in terms of finance now, and you got probably the skills out, maybe marketing skills. So it's just sometimes when selfishness or greed that you say, okay, I want to do it all alone. I've got the idea, you got the capital, you got the strategies in terms of how the marketing and all these things. So we could form an alliance, like a team, and start that idea.
Okay.
It could work that way. And it also, there's some like I said earlier that from our advocacy and all this, we'll be calling for skills. Even though you're a graduate, even though you are undergraduate, you could learn a skill. And so when once you have a skill, for example, like I mentioned about the issue of camera, some of these jobs you don't even need a capital to start them. All you need to is go and find a way to learn. And there are some organizations that do free learning, free skills empowerment, all these things. In local government, NGOs, even government even runs some of those things.
Okay.
Churches are also doing them. I've also benefited then. All right. So when you learn some of those things that have to do with your skill and you're good at them. For example, let me make an example of this camera. I'm good at that job now. I've learned that job. I think I'm good at it to some essence. Now, you want to do your wedding. And I came to you, maybe you're my sister, or like, let me know, okay, let's say your sister or something, somebody like, so close that I can access easily. And it's like, Auntie, your wedding, I would like to cover it for you. Are you good at it? I'm good at it. You know, those ones I've done, and then you show them samples or maybe one or two jobs. And the person says, okay, the person, okay, let me support you and whatever. The person give you the job, but you're giving the person the cost of what you're going to do. The person has paid a certain percent, maybe 70%, which is expected for that business, for that service. Out of the 70%, you could go to a camera. There are camera renters, people that rent cameras. They have either photo or camera or whatever. You rent those things for a day. The most important thing is like you also ensure that you return that thing at the right time, so that you don't spoil somebody's camera. But they run some of these things. So now you've been paid for a job that has not been done in 70%. Now you have taken your overhead cost. Maybe the camera, you need to buy a cassette, you need to rent the camera, you need to get a tripod, you need to get an assistant to help you maybe certain, and those things will have been paid for. Now, if you charge properly and eventually you do the job properly, all right, and what you're being charged, you find that you have a good amount of money as profit from it. You, at the end of the day, for example, maybe you charge 100,000 and the service the whole money you use in producing that thing, it's just 30,000 or 40,000 At the end of the day, you have like 50,000 to yourself, thereabouts, and maybe you just need to look at the cost of transportation. You move like 10,000, and let's say you still have like 40,000 to yourself at the end of the day. Then after that 40,000, if you're wise enough that you want to grow in your business, you take a portion aside and take the other one to probably just take care of a person in this. Then because you have done a good job to that person, maybe the person that comes to maybe since there are no couples now, the people that come to wow, I like your video. Who did this job? Who did this thing? The person can refer you to that person. For my wedding or for my birthday or my children or this, let me contact this person. And the person gives you refer you to another person, you get job. Right. So you can be getting job that way gradually, and before you know it, you have some amount, probably get your own camera.
Okay.
And so with that trend, you can grow over time. Even for makeup artist or something, these are things you can, the most important, like go and learn the skill. Like I said, don't run for the money. Don't bother about getting the 1 million naira or 500,000 to start that business. The most important is
ideas first.
Develop yourself for. Make sure you are good at that job. And then once you're good, if it's something that to refer you to rent, you can rent. Don't think of, like, even these days now, there's a guy that shot videos for some of these artists, the celebrity artists. Find out some of the video we're watching on TV, the musical videos, it's been shot by his phone. Let me just mention him. But it's been shot by his phone. Of course, it's a phone. But the point, like, he's good at that job. Before we could use that phone. So the phones we use today, like some of our phones today now, can even do some perfect photo shoots and stuff. The most important, once you are good, you know the usage of that thing, you can maximize. So it's not about the camera you are carrying, it's about you. Developing yourself, and then whatever you have at hand, you can use it to get what you want. So that's the first one. The other one, like I said, other option is if you have the idea, look for people that are like-minded, that believe in that kind of thing too. That's okay. They believe it. Okay, you have the money, you have the contact. Let's start something together.
So you partner.
You can partner and start. So,
right. Knowing that you run multiple businesses, how do you balance, because there are times you have to be available in one, there are times that your presence will be needed in the other. So how do you balance that with your time and everything? How do you do it?
Okay, for me, I travel a lot. We just came back, like I said, maybe before we came last time, we just came back from a trip from Liberia. And invited by the government of Liberia, all expense and all this. So, so I travel, like I said, but because of the kind of job I do, which is renting services, most of my job are renting services. All I do is like, once I'm aware of a job, I commit myself available because I've also, like I said, I started from somewhere. And when I want to start there, if I would say with 3-man guys, I was the main person behind it, but 2 other guys was also part of it. So when that job comes, or when those activities, services come, if it's something that I have to go alone, I go alone. And when other opportunities come in, because we have all developed ourselves, so sometimes I get a job, I may eventually go. All I do is like, I just say, guy, there's this job, go and cover this job. Right, so it's not necessarily like, sometimes I go to Bayelsa, I don't go there. I've not, maybe later, I've not probably been there like 1 or 2 times now. But when we're getting a job from Bayelsa and others, I was not the one going, even though the job was coming through me. But just saying people. So the point is, like, as you're growing up, as you're starting your business, like I said, look for like-minders, people you could trust. Of course, I learned that some of them might even stab you. But the point is, like, as you're growing, train people, and once of course, when you're starting, you can't get like those kind of every job, every kind of serious job that way. But once you're growing, as you're growing up and you're getting more jobs, you're getting more services. I mean, you could train up people like, not like just like this. I also do PR for celebrities. The kind of PR I do on my own angle, like I told most of the elements of celebrities that are coming around me, I say, come, Lolo or whatever your name is, I can't do a permanent manager with you. All I could do is like I could do a distant manager, like you call, some will call manager that work with that person like a PA manager. No, I don't do this kind of job. What I do is like I do a distant manager with you. So I could run like I could work with 4 celebrity at a time for it's just a period of 6 months. So what I do is like I render my service from distance to them. But the occasions that I have to probably be available, I know I'm available. I create time to be available.
All right. So at what point can you say, okay, I'm running a business, and this business is stable enough, it's profitable enough to add another business to it? At what point can you say, okay, I think this business is stable, it's profitable, let me add another business? Okay,
when we started the McCain's media production then, the 2011, we, like I also said, that we in fact, we also had our focus, our target audience. So we're not even interested with every persons that come around, like Bugbero, you call it. All right, we're not just interested in that kind of people. So I was being selective in my client list of clientele. Right? So, and because of the work, that focus helped us because we're not, as we're getting that kind of job from those kind of people, it was helping us. We're getting funds and it was making us better. So let's say in 2011 ending, the next year rather, we started on that part of the like I said, it's a media company. We started the training, like a training angle in 2012. That was around June, July or so thereabout. Started a training called the CEO. That's creative entrepreneurship opportunities. The idea was all about if you're a graduate, whatever you are, you need to just not depend on the government. The government can't provide you all the job we want in the country, even the blue chip company. So work on yourself. So I started that training, and Laudable was interesting. A lot of people turned up, and in fact, we had over 30 people to start with that first training. So it gave us a whole lot of attention, and that even gave us. So that 2011, we started that. 2012, we started that training, and we're now doing it. In fact, we find that even people, churches, were even inviting us. That's a month after, to come to their church, to also come and train their own people in maybe their youth in their church, anybody interested. So they were the one giving the platforms. So we're busy going around, even though we're still running our own business. So as of 2012, we got started, more artists coming on. Then in 2014, the magazine came up. The magazine came up in 2014. And then later in the year of 2014, that was around October, November, we started our national discourse, like an award event, which we have every year, an award and national discourse. So that's also a program on its own, because it has to be with, in fact, it was like we started something that was not possible because we just started with Africa. We were inviting people from Ghana. That was like our own first major program. And people were like, I wouldn't do it. Fortunately, we had over like 40 celebrities storming that place. We had other media houses, celebrities, personalities.
Okay, so at what point did you, decide that, okay, this is, or let me use it personally to you now, but for people out there, that have businesses, that have probably started a business and they're thinking of, adding another business to the one. Yes. Okay. At what point do you think they should consider it or start another business, to what they have?
Like I using my own example, I think anybody that wants to probably have another additional kind of thing, probably streams of income also to additional, it's important that the one you're doing, you find that is getting you enough funds. You're stabilized. You are stabilized on that thing. And like I said, is earning you a good amount. Like I said, my own angle, we had what those kind of people want to work with. So we're not even very busy, like, just doing every job that comes. So we know that those little what we're doing, maybe 2 times in a month, we're getting enough funds. So we find that we're a bit relaxed, like in terms of capital, and of course with the experience. Before we even started, we gained the experience. So we're comfortable with those things. So if anybody wants to probably add additional thing to anything, whatever he or she is going to do, we ensure that he or she is stabilized financially in that one, not because you have money in your pocket out there, but that job you're doing is running itself, because there's difference between McKinsey Media Production and the Trek Africa magazine.
Okay, you're not using the profits from one business
so
to
the
run
business
another.
McKinsey Media should be able to fund himself.
Okay.
So it will be disastrous for anybody to start this business and use this profit to be running this one. When this one is not, you are going to start a business that you probably going to start with. Fine, you can start with something.
Okay.
But if you're not if cares not taking, if you're not getting enough funds on that thing, the whole fund of this one will go into this and will eventually affect the two companies. So what I'm saying is, like, you should be sure that what you're doing first is sustainable enough for you to probably go into another thing. So if you're not getting enough funds from this, I'm going to use the little you're getting to start something. You're trying to put into many things. No, fine. For me now, apart from my own program I organize program for people. I travel. I mean, I could even travel from Lagos to Abuja tomorrow. Not even around. Stuff is going on. You know, so the point is, I'll be able to balance my own territory to an extent that I know that, okay, even with or without me, stuff can go on.
Can be done.
And then I know that even the finance for McKinsey, for this particular business, is different from this one. So, I mean, we have a training, for our own programming, so we have about 3 programs in a year. We have a conference, we have a pageant, and we have a national discourse.
All right, so because of our time, what are the major challenges, to start an enterprise, to start a business? What are the major challenges you're likely to face as an entrepreneur?
For me, I mean, Nigeria here is another one funny country. People we have around. Nobody believes in. Most Nigerians don't believe in people that are just starting either business or as an artist. I mean, you see an artist is good, but because it's just coming up, it's not the Olamide, it's not the code. Somebody don't want to listen to you. So even the same thing has to do with business persons, all right? All right, you will find that you're starting up and you say, okay, oh, God, I'm the one that did this. They might just look at you with one eye. So the major challenge we see is people believing in your idea.
Like recognition.
Recognition. You know, people believe in that thing. And then, like I also mentioned earlier, the major challenge, the bone we have here is when you render your services, Nigerians like to hold people. So if you're starting up, you're not careful, because everybody, even your family, your friends, and even the so-called people, they will ask you, okay, don't worry, do it, we'll pay you. And you'll be so happy that they give you that job, but they've not paid. But you are so sure that, the person has given his word, and you believe the person because of the status of that person. And by the time you finish that job, and you bring the job to that person to okay, please pay. Maybe you have used your own account money to run that business. At the end of the day, you find that the person, if that person say you, okay, job, go and come, and you might not even get the money maybe in another 1 month or 2 months. Or the person tell you, oh God, no, I'm not ready now. Well, just keep it. So the point is, the major challenge is issue of how do you call it, customer or people, keeping to their word. I don't know if I'll call it trust or something from your customers. Nigerians like to hold you. Even when they have the money.
Besides Nigeria, there are other people in other countries watching. So how would you be able to make them understand that, okay, starting a business, the major challenges that you get to face and how to handle them? So
we're not just going to be particular about Nigeria.
Yes.
All right. So, like I was going to say is, if, for example, maybe because I'm in Nigeria here, but another thing is, if you're starting up a business, anywhere you are, you should also understand that you should also, even though it's a small business, you should also be familiar with the law of that land. It's important. You don't say because I'm selling so in the street, you don't know if what you're going to sell on that main road, maybe there's already law in that land. For example, maybe in Lagos or maybe in Liberia, in Monrovia, or maybe in Accra, Ghana, they pass a law that you don't sell on that main road. But you find out, this thing I'm selling will be good on the main road. So if you are not familiar with the law of that land, you could be, held responsible. I mean, you could be arrested for that, for violating the law of the land. So starting up a business, challenges is that not what you're asking?
Yes.
Like I said, it has to do with the policy of government, if it affects you in terms of law, in terms of government policies, in most cases, you must also read. Especially if you're a land person, if you're not on land, you need to let people teach you. If you're going to your CSC, read all the information that is there. If you're going to, like, okay, for example, I remember when in 2012 or 13 there, when we, as a company there, we wrote to a particular company, a big company for one project. And because we're not familiar with their policies and all these things, they liked the idea, but the point is it was not part of what they are doing.
Oh, okay.
So they now wrote back letter to us. A company wrote a letter back to us telling us, "Come, we love your idea, but this is not part of our own what we do. But these are what we do. These are the 6-point agenda we do. If you have something in this regard, it could help. We could do something together. So you must be familiar. So people have challenges if they're not familiar with what flows in that environment, jurisdiction, or maybe the government policies. And so it's that could be a challenge for me for business owners. So I guess the another thing is when I talk about challenges is how do I put it now? The issue of infrastructure. Let me put it that way. Okay, for the SMEs, the medium and small scale businesses, you find that they could do better if there's. I'm sure it's not peculiar with light in Nigeria now. Anyway, you could find that they could do better if they have a light to run their businesses. In Nigeria here that we are based, we know that a lot of people spend more on generator. And by the time even the generator you buy, after you work desperate, because you are running that generator even and because of lack of regular power supply. So this infrastructure by government, so if government are providing all these things, it will help challenge business to thrive. Right? But once there's no infrastructure, in place, social amenities, it affects business owners because you'll be spending more to sustain that business. NEPA bills, you're paying NEPA bills, you're also running fuel for one small business. Maybe you're a barber person, you are just doing haircuts, and for every 200 naira you charge, you spend generator of fuel of 300 naira. Before you know it. So how do you compare your cost of running that business eventually to the profit you make? So a couple of things.
As an entrepreneur, there's some characteristics, especially when you're just starting. There's some characteristics that people look at, qualities that an entrepreneur should have. I know we've mentioned trust earlier on. So can you, say other characteristics or qualities that an entrepreneur who is just about to start a business, should have?
Okay. We mentioned trust, which is a key point. I also mentioned in my discussion earlier about every entrepreneurial person should be innovative. It should be part of you. It should be part of it. If you really want to succeed, you must be innovative. You must be a person that is thinking creative. And also creative. And part of character is also you should be prompt when it comes to service delivery. You should be prompt. Even though whatever service you're doing today, you should just know that there are 10 or 20 people. We talk about competition. They're also doing that business. So once you are prompt, this person might be doing that business, but why that man liked prefer me most time or call me most time, even at a very late hour, right? Because maybe that whenever he calls me, I will deliver a job to that person. All right. So if you are doing your business and you got the job, you got payment, you have been paid for, and you didn't give the service as at when due or when the person needed it more, all right? So the person might feel disappointed, and so part of what you should look out for as an entrepreneur is your prompt delivery of services to your clients. Then your presentation too. All these are certain things. Even though, like I said, the difference between a graduate entrepreneurial person and an undergraduate person that is selling pure water out there, that is selling the water business. The other person decided to put his own in nylon called pure water. The other person decided to package in a seal nylon that look more presentable or in a plastic bottle. And it's easier for that person going in the plastic bottle or pure seal nylon to work with it because the plastic is a bit quality than the other person that holds this in pure water. So your presentation, your package of that last service you're rendering or product you're going to present to people is important. So you must come up with initiative that that present to we are rendering an excellent delivery of service. So when people see your product, when they see what you are presenting to them, it makes it more attractive to them. All right, so it speaks better for you.
Okay. All right. So, can you give? This might sound, I don't want to say tricky, but I feel for benefit of those out there, probably want to start a business but do not know what to go into. Can you give examples of untapped businesses in Nigeria?
Well, the youth. Let me just come over. It's something I love talking about the youth. The youth generally now, not even Nigerian, or they're just in Nigerian, because I'm a Nigerian person, so my country, I'm being patriotic anyway. The youth in Nigeria are very talented people. And looking at the present, the society at large, you find that the youth, the sector called the sports industry, right? There's a lot there. The entertainment industry, there's a lot there. The ICT world, there's a lot there. The social media is another set on its own now. Now, a lot of people, you and I have our phones. Some people spend 200,000 to get a phone. I mean, ladies, guys, and you don't know what this phone can do for you. This phone alone can help you to earn a living every day, or every week, or every month. And so now, even if you're home, like sometimes if I don't have more job service, even I have to go to my office, sometimes I don't leave so early, because it's either I'm working on my phone more. I might be on social media, but I'm not really doing the chatting or something. But I'm maximizing with my phone in the time. Even as I remember in 2014, I got a lot of check because I was more active online. Right, so a lot of young guys today, a lot of youth today that's even good at browsing the phone can go and learn how to use their social media for business. Right. The sport industry, like I said, I mean, if you have a talent, like last time we brought an artist here, you saw that young guy was discovered at the age of 4 years old. Now this same guy attended one of the best schools, even as before he graduated from that, he went to one of the best primary schools, what we call it now, and now he's in another level now. He's in another wonderful school now. But with his talent that is announcing now, is also being one of the best students in school. So he has not, because of this entertainment engagement, jeopardized the education. No. So the point is, there are a lot of things you can tap into as in entertainment or in sports industry. So once you know that you are good, you have this hobby, you have this passion for sports. While you are going to school, maybe when you come back home, spend a little time to go training, to go learn, and as you're doing that, also try and connect with people, maybe with agencies and other things. So there are platforms where you can find yourself. And the truth is, people say that nobody's to help me. No, the truth is, you are lazy. You have not bothered to go out. There's difference between I'm talented, but not I just sit there in my house. For example, there are people that are good in writing scripts. You know that a lot of movie producers or actors and actresses that do produce this film, they don't write those scripts. Some singers don't write their songs. So if you're good you find out at the very time that you're good at writing, why don't you go into writing a script? Go on the internet, you can find that you can submit your script, you can sell your script online. People sell their script as far as 150,000 or 20,000, provided that script is quality enough. So there are a lot of things you can do, even if it does not stop you from other doing. So those are things you can come back at home at night and write your script. Maybe you are working the day, just like we're talking about doing other business. That's another business you can do. So there are a lot of things there are a lot of opportunities out there for you to maximize. So it's just fall back to you discovering what you got or what you're good at.
Yes.
For me, that's...
All right. Thank you so much, Samson.
Thank you.
You have to discover your personality. You have to discover yourself first. Do not make excuses. As you know, starting businesses can actually reduce the rate of unemployment in the country. It doesn't have to be all about the government. Work on yourself, work on talent, work on your skills that are inside of you. You have to be innovative, you have to be creative. Of course, our guest has done justice to the topic starting.
Thank you so much, Samson.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We must say we've learned a lot, and knowledge is key, and you've given us that knowledge about starting a business. Thank you so much for coming. On this note, we have to wrap up now, and it's a wrap for... That's the end for today's episode on Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television. Till we meet again, same time, same station. I am Wura Olapopola.
And I am Modupe Jacobs. See you tomorrow.
Bye.